Alright, we're here. Oh, I started over in this screen. But, yeah, we're back. We're doing a couple of things. I'm gonna start with this guy. This is the Ducky ONE Mini. And if we have time at the end, we are going to be re-lubing another Ducky keyboard. So we have two Ducky keyboards. This is the 1SF Emerald Edition. So as you can see, it's a lovely, lovely green. It has a weird sheen to it. Unfortunately, I have started noticing issues with this specific board. It's less issues, more that there's, as you can hear, some ticking. Ooh, what's going on? I'm so sorry about that. I just realized all of my music has been gone whack. But it should be fine now. Alright, sorry. There's a lot of ticking going on. But the issue I've been seeing with both of these Ducky keyboards is that it is yellow. So you can probably see here, there is a yellowing to it. So let me just take off that LED. This is yellower than the actual keycaps, which are newer. And I know it's yellowing because you can see the top. Yeah, but that's just the color of it. No, it is not just the color of it. As you can see, anything that's exposed did get yellow over time, and most of the other things that weren't exposed did not get yellow, which is, for example, the bottom, not quite as bright or dark, meanwhile the top. So if there is a difference between one and the other. Yeah, I used to have green keycaps on this, so it made sense, or darker keycaps, and these are not level as well. Like, look, they're not level, and I'm like, what is going on with this keyboard in particular? Also this. You hear that? So we're gonna get rid of those. Right? So we're gonna be lubing more things as you do. So there is the chair. There we go. But enough of that. Let's actually go through a typing test first to show you how it sounds. It is a silent switch of some sort, so it will take a bit. Alright, let me push this through here real quick. Alright, so this is the Ducky ONE Mini with silent switches. So we're going to give this a go and see where it goes. Boom, 71. Yeah, so it's not that bad, but it's not as silent as one would like, as you can hear. Okay, yeah, no, I'm having weird issues with certain things going through. You might need to do a new kind of thing. Alright. But, yeah, it is silent, just not silent enough. It's just this section, right? You can kind of hear this, but not completely. A lot of it is just me hitting the board. Even the return is pretty much silent, so we should be good there. Okay, let's see. All right, so okay, for the source, this is from Aladdin. Say, you're a lot smaller than my last master. Either that or I'm getting bigger. Look at me from the side. Do I look different to you? Ah, yes. This sounds like I don't know, not quite needy, more like this is very much in a relationship vibes. That's what it is, you know. That's what it sounds like. What do you mean? So many things happening and yet nothing is happening simultaneously, and that's great and horrible simultaneously. Okay, nope. I have zero clue as to what is going on here. There are things that are happening. Yeah, I just need to know these things. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I've got codes that I need to do. Oh, let me just real quick. Let me just make sure we got that real quick. Okay. Okay, and it is time for me to do this. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, there it is. This is there, and then where is this? Okay. And then hit OK, and hit this. But the problem is right now is other platforms aren't letting me go through. And I'm like, dude, I haven't even been really doing anything. Yeah, no, it's just disconnect and reconnect, disconnect and reconnect. It's not great. It's not great. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's weird. I'm not doing anything. Oh well. Alright, I tried. I did try. I honestly did. We gotta keep it up, but at the same time, it's not working. It is not working. So, oh well. Alright, so back to over here. Yes. Yes, all the things that are happening. Alright, next one. Let's do that. Oh wait, we don't have to do the next one. We can just keep that up, right? We've already hit those issues, therefore we can just run them over. One side, and then the second side. Okay. Oh, it's these switches. This is fun. And this one, though. Here we go. I really have to buy one more of these stem things, because it doesn't seem like it's bad. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's... Oh, there's ticking. I don't know where the ticking is at. It does look like it is a thing that I can pull out, so let's try that. Boom. So we're gonna pull out these honeydew switches and see if we can get this to be unclipped. Now that is unclipped. Boom, that is also unclipped. And then we can just boop, bring it out. I mean, there is lube in them. It's just not in the right spot by the looks of this. Okay, so we're just gonna take our brush, which was over here at one point, and it is no longer there at this point. I don't know what it is. I'm just an idiot. It is over there. It's not exactly where it was. It was just a little bit to one side. Alright, so we're gonna take that, and we're going to move the lube around a little bit, despite it being a little old. And yeah, that's a little old, a little dry. I don't know if this is real Krytox at this point. I don't think this is the regular lube that it comes with, so there's that. But it isn't completely dried out. It is still relatively movable. So we should be, relatively speaking, fine to keep using it. So we're just gonna shove it back where it belongs, and hopefully that's all it needs, right? Other than a little bit of cleaning from the little bit of dust that is going around in this area. Okay, then we're gonna shove it right back in where it was supposed to be. I said shove it back in where it's supposed to be. Come on, there we go. and then push them back down. Boom, they're in, and then we can put this back. So yeah, I forgot about the Honey Peach V2s. I forgot I had them. There we go. See, that's what I was kind of looking for. Nope. Is it just the issue with the stem length? Nope. It's still snicking. It's okay. We're hitting that ticking noise, unfortunately. Let's do one more. Nope, still getting that ticking sound, like you can hear it. So we do need more lube in there. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab some of that lube and push it through, and hopefully it does wonders for it. I don't have that much left, but we can make do. We can make do. I think I know what to do, because normally we have this much and whatnot. So I'm just going to pull some from here. And I think with this thicker syringe, it might be possible, actually. Yeah, it might be possible, actually. Oh, not again. I don't understand why it keeps sticking for something that is like lube. You'd think it would not stick, but it does. So, whatever. Okay. Okay, and we're getting more. Good. We're getting quite a bunch of lube going through, which is great. Which means I can take that and then transfer it over to the one that is just like not great. Bloop! You heard that. And then we can just shove it back in there. And then hopefully it's fine. Because that's all I need to do. I need it to have some lube. Not necessarily a lot. You know what? Maybe we just do this. Because effectively, all I need is to have some lube in there. And it doesn't have to be the mostest. Boom. Alright, so we put all the lube through, and then we can just hopefully not disturb it too much. Alright, and boom. Alright, now we have our syringe. We are going to redo that one section. Just pull it off. Boom. I didn't even need to use the thing. Oh, actually, I do need to take off the switch first, unfortunately. And then we can use this to move the clips again. Come on. Boom, clip one. Clip two. Both clips up. And then we pull this up again. Doesn't look like it's not flat, so we should be able to get it to go through. Just a little bit, not too much. Oh, that's enough. Same with this guy. I'm gonna go in there, and I'm gonna go, oh, not too much. We're just gonna push it a little bit, because we don't need it to be completely filled with lube. We just need it to be lubed up enough. And then we put in this guy. Boom. And then give it another go. Okay, and then now we can go. Boom. Yeah. Better. There's a spring ping right there on the right hand side. But it's much better. So we're gonna keep it as is. This is bad. So we're gonna take that one off. Come on. Boom. And then we're gonna take this off as well. And we're gonna do the same thing. Because I don't think at this point that it's gonna matter whether or not we take the time to disassemble it or not. I'm lucky that I can just kind of do this. And if you're wondering why, if you're wondering why I'm able to just do that with a Ducky ONE 2 Mini, which it did not have hot swap, I mil-maxed it myself. So this is a mil-maxed board, which means I can change it anytime if I really wanted to. Bar that I have no issues with how this is connected and stuff. But it looks like this one's stuck for some reason. Come on. There we go. There we are. Now able to pull it out. And yet again, the lube is kind of dry. That's probably the reason why. So we're just going to inject it with more lube. That way we can go along our merry way. Oh, come on. Just get up in there. Oh. And then I'm going to push it through. Ooh, where is it? Where's the little bit of gap that I need? 1, 2. Boom. There we go. So small amounts of pressure, but we need to keep it so that we can get a lot of the lube in there without over lubing it. Alright, so hopefully it's not over lubed at this stage. Okay, I don't think it is. Although there is a little bit of lube on the bottom there that I do want to remove. So I'm gonna grab that. Honestly, a cotton swab would have been better for this. Boom, taking that off. Same with this guy. Boom. So either that was fake Krytox that I put onto it previously, years and years ago, or I did a really bad job in lubing. One or the other. One or the other. Never both. Hopefully never both, but we'll see. Okay. Boom. Okay. There we go. It's still ticking though. Okay, so we're gonna do the weird trick. Just let it fall to the bottom, and then fall to the top, and then fall to the bottom. There we go. So there is still weird ticking going on. Yeah, no. So yeah, the right hand side is still ticking. Maybe I can just push some more lube on it. If I push a little bit more lube, let's see what happens. A little bit more. I don't see it change. There we go. Just a little bit more lube. There we go. Gone. Okay, so just a little bit more lube is all I needed. Boom. So if you can hear that. Practically non-existent, so hopefully no ticking over time. But we will only find out over time. I'm just like guitar heroing it. Or Tetris mastering it. Boom. Okay, so we're good. That is good. We did this. That. Now the right shift needs to go. So we're gonna do that. Boom, boom, and pull up that right shift. Pull up the switch here, and then we can pull out that specific piece. 1 and 2. And then you can pull both of them out, and then ta-da! Alright. Now, I think, let's try going from behind. I think it should be fine from behind, instead of from the front. I think the front is the biggest culprit, though. Not gonna lie. You know what? Let's give it from... Let's do it from the bottom here, because it seems like it's gonna be a little easier from that section. Actually, I lied. It is not easier from that section. Despite having a little bit more knowledge than most people about this, I have simply failed multiple times. Wow, that's amazing. That's great. That's cool. That's awesome. That's it's called experience and or lack thereof. There we go. Okay. Boom. And hopefully that is good. I don't hear any weird ticking or anything like that. Maybe a little bit of the brush to push it back in, like I said. Boom. You just want it to be inside, not onto the sides of this thing. So there we go. Yeah, because it looked like it got aerated from all the tapping that I do. All right, and then clean up this thing that there's no like squelching noises. There we go. Boom. And then we'll push it through. All right, so from the bottom here, push it right through. Boom and boom, and then now we're able to do this. There we go, and then we'll hit the shift. There we go. Or you can hear that. Yeah. Boom. All right, last one is this. You can hear that shift. We're gonna do that shift. Yeah, that needs some tuning up as well. So Ducky's lube job does not work very well over the long haul. Spacebar held up well though. There is some slapping going on though. I can hear that. Okay, so enter seems fine. Shift does not. So we're gonna do the other shift. Come on. There we go. Ooh, that's a different. No way. I think I cannot remove this one. I think this is OG. Oh, I lied. I think this is. I'm fine. Ooh. Cherry Reds. Silent Reds. From Cherry. That's crazy. Look at that. That is nuts. Alright. Now, let's pull this out yet again. Where did it go? Here we go. Pull it out. 1 and 2. That's all we're gonna do. Holy. Alright. Yet again, there is a lot. And by a lot, I mean a lot of issues here. Boom. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. That's a lot better. Let's clean up the bottom of these two. Because why not? These ones, that was the worst one out of all of them. Alright, so now where you can add a little bit more lube. Yet again. Onto these things. And hope that doing that, or in doing so, we actually get blessed with good stuff. Boom. Got a little bit of that. And then the right hand side. Come on. There we go. Come on. There we go. And then the right hand side. Come on. I just need a little more. There we go. I might need to refill this now. So hopefully we're fine. Hopefully we are fine. We're gonna take this and remove some of them and put it back inside. And hopefully that is enough to keep it in bay. Alright. Boom. Boom. There we go. So that the penis is probably just. That's fine. Yep, that's fine. That is okay. Not the worst thing. Alright. Alright, so we give that a go. And we're gonna type on it a little bit. So let's clean up a little. Let's clean up a little. So we're taking this. We're cleaning that. And then we're actually gonna refill this a bit. Because we do need a little bit of a refill here. So we're gonna take a bunch of it. And we're gonna shove it back in there. Boom. And again. Oh, that's a little too wide. Quite literally, unfortunately. Oh. That's, how about no? How about we make it a lot thinner? There we go. That way it makes more sense. Same thing, a little bit more. We're just going to do that. We're just gonna scoop it with another syringe to put into the other syringe. What is crazy? I have a couple more syringes, but I think this is like fine for what I needed to do for now. Okay. So we're gonna do that. And we're gonna take this plunger back in and then we're gonna push it through. Boom. And again, there's probably gonna be some in the bottom. Boom. Alright, we're good. We have gotten quite a bit into it. So yeah. Oh, by the way, I did watch Knights of Guinevere, and honestly, I like the premise, but apparently it hasn't quite taken off yet. AKA, they don't have the funding to just go and do the thing. So, hopefully it does eventually. Unfortunately, I'm not in that position to be like, oh yeah, let me just keep funding these projects. Part of it is quite literally because I need to fund my own projects, so it is a little dicey for me to fund other people's projects when I can't even fund my own, because that makes no sense, now does it? Imagine. I could probably, but it doesn't serve the both of us, so it'd probably be better if I enjoyed it and just, you know, kind of shared it. Alright, so bad. Alright, so we're gonna do this after that. Assuming we might do it next week, but no, we're probably gonna do it. There is literally 15 minutes left of this stream, but we're gonna give this a shot and see where it goes. So we got that there. We have this here. Yep, that is good. Let me just wipe away a lot of this lube. There we go. Lovely. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So now we should be fine. Be able to do this. And ta-da. Then push that back in. Alright. Put that to the side. Put the lube where the lube normally sits. Put all of the tools back where it's supposed to be. And then plug this back in. There we go. I really hate that I have this blue thing. I might actually just buy it sometime tonight. Alright, let's give this a go. Alright, mute the music. Again, this is the Ducky ONE 2 Mini. This is version, this is the 1 series version 2, aka Ducky ONE 2 Mini. So Mini being just the 60%, not the 65% with the arrow keys, which is like the other one. So that would be the SF, small form factor. Alright, let's give this another go. Okay. Boom. The streets of London. Oh, seam, not seen. That's where I went wrong. God damn it. But yes, that wasn't bad. I'm still getting the... You hear that? There is just a little bit of the spring thing, so I might be able to get rid of that if I open it up and then lube the spacebar. Let me try doing that. I'm gonna try doing that in specific. Boom. And boom. And there we go. We are going to get this guy to pull this guy out. Yeah, you can hear it. You can definitely hear it. So we're gonna open this up. I do believe I have a opener for it, which is not here. Oh, that is weird. Where did the opener go? We have the cherry one. Where's the Kayla one? Hello? I had two. I had both. I really should have one of those openers that are like 2-in-1. That way, if I lose one, I lose both, and I could just go, no, I can't fit it. No, what? That's crazy. Oh, no. Because this doesn't fit. Because the way these work, right? As you can see, it's slightly different in terms of the inner diameter. Like, even if I tried to shove it in, I couldn't. Maybe I don't. I'm not able to? Let me see. I think I did have it. We could just use a different switch, honestly. That could be an option. I do have knives that might be able to slip underneath. Because that's bad. Let us go with a high move. So the high moves have a louder return, but I think we'll be fine. I think we will be fine. Yeah, I think we'll be fine with the high move. No. Whatever it is, it's reverberating throughout the entire keyboard. So I can't get rid of it even if I wanted to. Alright. Well, anyways, let's watch the replay and actually talk about this quote. So, it is a pingy board. Oh yeah, that's just the board itself pinging. In other words, I might need to take this apart and put some shims somewhere in order to stop the pinging from happening. But it does look like that is the case. And again, it has yellowed, so it's not the best. I would still recommend the white stuff. It's just that, you know, it looks beige when you look at it. And I wish it just did it evenly. Because if it did it evenly, it would look much better. I think it would still look cohesive. And I think part of the issue, as you can see, this is white, that is beige. White, beige. So they are technically using the cheaper plastics, but this was, at the time, one of the cheaper options. So, can't really blame them for it either, unfortunately. So let's do that. It looks like we don't have it. Let's give this another shot, but let's talk about this quote real quick. Source is the streets of London. All right. Have you seen the old man in the closed-down market picking up papers with his worn-out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride, and hanging loosely at his side, yesterday's paper telling yesterday's news. Yes. Have you seen the old man in the closed-down market? Yeah. Picking up papers with his worn-out shoes. He's been treading this path for a very long time. In his eyes you see no pride. He's just doing this out of... this is what he's used to at this point. And hanging loosely at his side, yesterday's paper telling yesterday's news. This is kind of, I don't know if it's an allegory or if it's just a note of saying there are a lot of people that are stuck in the past, and this is a thing that you would see somewhat normally. And there are a lot of people even today that are kind of stuck in the past. Me kind of being one of them. We're going, like, you know, back in my day, I was able to do certain things, and now you just can't. And some things are just kind of frowned upon, and you go, oh, what? I remember literally walking and going home by myself. And then now, oh, that's the bad thing. You should never let the kids around. There are so many things that can happen to them. And like, yeah, there are so many things that can happen to them, and you can't protect them forever. And that's part of the problem. You have to teach them how to protect themselves for a certain amount. But times have changed, and unfortunately I live in North America now, and North America seems to be the softest of them all. And by the softest, I mean, really, the North America is excessively soft. I think we're literally calling names and be like, ugh, that's the most horrible thing you can do to someone. And I go, what? The most horrible thing you can do to someone is calling names? No, that is not the most horrible. It's a horrible thing. It's just not the most horrible, but people act like it is, right? You would take a piece of, you know, like someone went through non-consent and, oh, that's absolutely horrible, but being told something is also as horrible. Not quite but it's still horrible. Those are like two horrible things, but the actions towards it is just weirdly not proportional at all, right? Like it doesn't make sense whatsoever, right? I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. That is just me. I think North America, in terms of doing things that disgust them, is but are necessary sometimes. Necessary but doesn't feel good. Most of North America just doesn't like going through that. Most of North America goes, no, we can't. No, it's not allowed. You're not allowed to do the gross things. Like, but someone has to do the gross. That's the problem. There are some gross things that kind of have to be done, and no one's willing to do them. So what do? What do? Yeah, in terms of what gross things, you can figure that out. Like I don't have to spell it out for you. And if I have to spell it out for you, you will find it gross and you will find it displeasing, and then you're just going to go, oh, maybe I didn't have to know that. Okay, so if you didn't already know and you didn't quite get it from what I'm saying, chances are. Anyways, but yeah, so chances are you aren't stuck like me in the past. You're in the future where everything's nice, bright, and sunny, and nothing has gone wrong, and everything can go wrong. It doesn't make sense. It does not make any sense. Okay. Anyways. All right, let's give this another go. This time with this key. There's still a lot of pinging. Oh, there we go. We are good. We are muted. All right. Another Aladdin code. Is there something happening in the world regarding Aladdin? Aladdin. Yeah, it's like, bro. I felt like Mario there. Like literally every time I hit the space bar, it was just like. that was kind of hilarious. Did not like that. That is worse. Probably because it is actually a little more silent than the Otemu Peach V2s, which itself is pingy. But unfortunately, because this one is a little more silent, the board itself has that ping reverberate through. What to do, yani? Anyways, let's talk about this Aladdin code. So no, I don't know. It's very hard to get a truly silent keyboard with old boards, apparently. All right, let's just give this a shot. Isn't this the cat keycaps? I don't hate these, actually. They're a little softer than GMK, but they are basically just a softer version of GMK. All right, let's talk about this. All right. To be my own master, such a thing would be greater than all the magic and all the treasures in the world. But what am I talking about? Let's get real here. It's not gonna happen. Genie, wake up and smell the hummus. So this is, as far as I know, Genie talking to themselves, because they don't believe Aladdin, their current master, would be able to get that as a wish, right? To be able to do that for themselves. To be a master of their own magics or their self, for the most part. For example, I think in that movie, Aladdin and Genie kind of just are effectively slaves of a different nature, right? So for example, Genie is a slave to their magic and what they're supposed to do, or their quote-unquote role in life, and then Aladdin is screwed or a slave to his stature, his nobility, the hand he was dealt in life, so to speak, and he's stuck there, and both of them have different ways of looking at it and whatnot. So basically, Aladdin is a story about people stuck in where they are, and I think that's where the quote is going. That's where the quote is going. So there we go. Anyways, it is 11 o'clock, so which means I have to leave. But tomorrow we are going to be reshooting the Vanguard 65. So that's the computer. That is the keyboard that we'll be reshooting, because that is the one that had issues in the photos, partly because I didn't have my glasses at the time, which means I couldn't tell if it was in focus. And don't get me wrong, it was mostly in focus. It wasn't just completely in focus. That's the problem. It was in enough focus that it kind of made a better shot, but it didn't really make a better shot. So it's like, maybe it's not a better shot. So, oh well, what to do? I can't really do anything about it. So I'm just gonna reshoot the entire thing, and then we can post it, and maybe we'll get another good shot. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna see you guys hopefully tomorrow. I don't think there's any projects that... Oh, yep, that's just telling me we should go. I don't think there are any specific projects that will screw me over and have me stay longer than I intended to. Because tomorrow I should have it. Certain things should be done. And then the day after tomorrow, I should be able to do another thing. So I should be catching up to my very, very bad performance the last few weeks. So we'll see, and we will keep going. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Yes, I did bad. I did bad performance. It was horrible. Like genuinely, everything went wrong in that project to the point that something that should have taken much shorter did not. Okay, Anyways. That week aside, we're gonna leave that week aside. We're gonna leave it alone. Nothing happened. Well, it happened, and we're not gonna let it happen again. That's it. That's all we gonna do. All right. Anyways, gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to have a nice one. Bye.